tá bá ti rí pé lóòótọ́ really I mean pé at least really support àwọn local security guide wa pé at least purpose nǹkan táwọn náà ṣe ó ń help wa kò sí nǹkan tó ní ká má fún wọn ní nǹkan níwọ̀nba ibi tó bá lè mọ ká fi support wọn. That is my opinion, sir. Ẹ ṣé gan, sir.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. Thank you. Tayo, you do have any comment on that? Okay,
I don't have any for me.
Sorry,
I don't have any.
Yeah, it's okay. Mexico, your hand is up. Please go ahead.
Yes, I got this out.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I think Martin Charles Beneviti episode, sorry, he has spoken part of my mind. Luro keke na pep yẹn. The best thing fún wa because gẹ́gẹ́ bí episode sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, nearly every 2 days máa ń jáde pẹ̀lú wọn. Every night máa jáde sí wọn to encourage them kí wọn dẹ̀ wá wọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ àbí wọn ṣiṣẹ́. Cherry, the best thing for FOIU is to sell that keke na pep. Kò síṣẹ́ kankan security wise tí kẹ̀kẹ́ napep fẹ́ over wa. For instance, tí issue bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìjànà, wọn lè gbé kẹ̀kẹ́ napep gbábẹ̀. Motorcycle is the best for us for now. Tán bá dẹ̀ ta kẹ̀kẹ́ napep yẹn, kán engrave ara kẹ̀kẹ́ napep yẹn pé donated by Honorable Wumi Ogunlọlá. Kán indicate ká yá, ká náà ká dẹ̀ send ẹ̀ sí pé owó yìí kì í ṣe pé bẹ́ẹ̀ àta nǹkan tó gbé fún wa. Àdáwó àfi ṣe nǹkan míì. Ó fẹ́ kán máa rúrúkọ all around ni. Fine, tabata, taba fi ra motorcycle. At least kẹ̀kẹ́ napep yẹn convenient ó máa ra motorcycle ó kéré tó máa ra mẹ́ta fún wa. So that is my own suggestion on kẹ̀kẹ́ napep. Then on the issue of the security, àwọn ibi tí a ní àwọn kí pè sí, ta ní àwọn tangible things in social media and other things like school Uncle Laoye and àwọn ibi tí hotel wà and other places. Ìgbà tí crisis ti eléyìí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní school Uncle Laoye ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ọlọ́dẹ méjì ló wà ńbẹ̀ tán lọ station síbẹ̀ náà àwọn ọlọ́dẹ ẹ̀rọ. So gbogbo àwọn zone tí àwọn méjì yẹn wà, àwọn tó kù sí gbòòrò náà swap bẹ̀. Àtàwọn yẹn bá ti kúrò ní zone tiwọn, ta ló mọ nǹkan tó tún máa padà ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ̀. At least ó kéré tán a sì need 2 more person pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ tán ṣe ń ta yẹn. I need 2 more person tó yẹ pé wọ́n máa rí the permanent wọn sí àwọn areas yẹn. So ó jẹ́ nǹkan tí mi fẹ́ sọ lórí ti àwọn ọlọ́dẹ. Then lórí tàmọ̀tẹ́kùn, mo rò pé àwọn Alhaji Ajíọlá did something during their own tenure. Nígbà tí wọ́n assist wọn, mo rò pé wọ́n máa fún wọn ní 20,000 naira owó epo ńgbà kan. Ìwà mọ how long it was then. Bí táwọn náà bá tẹ̀lé ṣe kó wà fún ẹ́lẹ̀. But my suggestion lórí whatever FOIU bá ti fẹ́ ṣe fámọ̀tẹ́kùn náà láti má di pé because eléyìí tí wọ́n sọ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ní 50,000 or whatever yẹn ó wáyé lóòótọ́ but the point tí wọ́n ní káwọn bẹ́sẹ̀ máa jáde lóru wọn láwọn ò lè jáde for anything. Wọ́n ní info pé ọ̀gá wọn gba owó whether between their ọ̀gá and Uncle Obong. So whatever tó máa ṣe is good. The town meeting is good that Alhaji Ajíọlá raised. Kẹ́jẹ́ ká ṣe tá bá dẹ̀ ṣe tán kí president àtàwọn ESCO kan dẹ̀ tún ní closed door meeting pẹ̀lú àmọ̀tẹ́kùn kan tá bá fẹ́ ṣe fún wọn ká jẹ́ kó wọ́n sí gbogbo àwọn officers wọn. They will all be encouraged because ìgbà yẹn tí ọ̀gá wọn bá give instruction máa ní pé lẹ́tà táwọn gbà ládó wọn ò ní káwọn lọ máa sọ anywhere lóru wọn láwọn ò ṣe. So but tí wọ́n bá rí pé at least encouragement is coming from one place tọ́wọ́n pé ọ́fíìsì wọn ló ń bọ̀. I think that will be better. Then lórí patrol kò sí patrol tá a lè fi kẹ̀kẹ́ napep ṣe. Tá bá ti as long as tá bá ti encourage àwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn, I think that's very good enough for us lórí tí ó ní patrol yẹn. So ó kàn jẹ́ little suggestion tèmi kan tí mo ní. Then gbogbo àwọn mọ́sọ̀ gbogbo àwọn ìbọn tó ń lò ìbọn wọn ò dáa mọ́. Ìbọn wọn ò dáa mọ́ rárá àtọ̀. Then ìgbà election local gun tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn kò lè wúlò fún wọn ká náà lọ attack wọn tán bá ti yìn lẹ́ẹ̀kan bó ló ti fẹ́ kán tó kì mí ó máa difficult. Ìwà without even telling ẹ ló mo ṣì yẹn lọ́wọ́ ara mi sí nítorí pọ̀ mọ̀ kẹ̀mẹ̀ sílé mi náà. Èmi mo ní láti ra little kinní fún wọn nígbà election pé báàlẹ̀ ṣe máa kàn gbé bọ̀dá ní tí ò ní sí cartridge inú ẹ̀. So èmi ló ní láti ra bí 5 fún wọn nígbà election pé kán lò ó. So kán bá wa look into that náà because ọ̀tọ̀ ní kálá bí kan jọ́là kálẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́pàá síbi kan tó gbé kóńdó lé lọ́wọ́ tí ò sí tó lè tó fẹ́ wá jà tó gbé bọ̀dá ní. I think that is not encouraging. So, Jay, continue investor. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mexico. I think with what we have said now, we can actually conclude on some of the matters. Like the last one you mentioned about the local stake in one Pekuda, I think we will handle that outside this meeting. It's not something we may need to discuss here. But I will want to say that whatever those guys will need, maybe going forward, we really need to encourage them. So I will liaise with our bond to find out what they actually need in that aspect and address it. I think that is that. For the Keke Napep, let me put an addition to what I said earlier on. When I spoke with the people that donated the Keke Napep, what they want is that even though they know, because I pointed it out that the Keke cannot be used to pursue thieves and so on, but they said the purpose of giving it out is that Keke Ebawa okay, maybe once in a while, you drive it around town as a show that security is available in the town. It does not really mean that it's going to be used to pursue thieves, because we only limit Keke Lesarimo. But at least if once in a while, maybe it's driven around, láti kan gbé lọ sí Odògbè, gbé lọ sí Òkèrè, don't drive around as a sign that security is patrolling. Patrolling is different from when you are pursuing thief. So it can be used for the purpose of patrolling, moving around as in fact, the language the person used was using it as a sign of show of force, just as the military guys used to do. You drive it around, they will be, the awareness will be there, the mentality will be there that, okay, there is security within the town. We give people a sort of comfort. And if I link that to what Shefajidola said, that is putting a siren into it, even though putting a siren into it will also serve that purpose. And because for me, I think in line with what Neron said, if somebody donates an equipment to you, he said, I want this equipment to be used for social purpose, and you eventually change that purpose, it may also discourage others from actually doing such going forward. Whatever is given out to an individual or to a group may not be that useful to him or her at that point, but it's always good to honor what the donors ask, whatever they donate, whatever they felt it should be used for. I think it's better to honor that, so that at least to encourage people to give their best in the nearest future, because people will also refer back to it. Tabatani is saying what the man said, only Tabatani is saying, that means the purpose of giving that in-house is already completely defeated. But it will be a thing of joy. Come and repay, okay, this thing is being used as a show of force within the town. That is what they said. That's based on what I actually discussed with the people that donated it, that are linked with the donation. That is what they actually mentioned, which for me, I think we may need to honor. Now, concerning Okada, we are all aware that we actually need Okada for security, because now there is no any walking Okada anywhere for now. And we actually needed, we need one like yesterday. But our medical with the finance, maybe we just suggest that maybe three of us should deliberate later on, look into the possibility of acquisition of one at least. If our money can buy, we find out the cost, find out the modality of getting it done. And we documented it that we bought it for security. And because now we really need to put things in order so that we will not be caught unaware. If anything happens, people may blame us that what do people do? So we want to suggest that instead of having to sell the Keke Napep, we can look at our finances. Will it be possible for us to buy one If you can buy one, then the keke can be used as a sort of patrolling equipment or patrolling vehicle for the security people, so that they can move around. Like if you want to go and drop a security man in Odobi, for example, you can use it to drop them. They can even use it to distribute or share bits to the people when they're supposed to take over when they're supposed to start work in any particular location. I think that is the mindset. So I don't know. Yes, go ahead.
My hand was off for quite some while, but I saw you.
Oh, your hand is not up. I didn't see it. Oh.
It was up. I had to lower it when you didn't see. Oh, but me Romino basically.
Sorry, my lemon below. I didn't see it actually. I was looking.
No problem, sir. I'm just saying. I just wanted to say, pé òyìnbó tó ṣe pencil náà ló ṣe laser. In the sense that more information has come from Mexico and EMSO, and if these gentlemen have more interaction with the people that use it, then we also need to consider something and give them the honor. And since I also know the position of the finance possibly more than most of us, I'm also a little careful. What's the essence of having an asset that you cannot use and then bringing money to go and buy what you can replace with another one? I think we may need to go in president chairman in economy. It just means that you may need to go back again to Chief Lomofe. Pẹ̀lú gbogbo crisis tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí o, FOIU investigate o, a rí pé a need a bike. Ṣé ẹ lè bá wa sọ fẹ́ tó donate ẹ kó donate bike kan bí méjì fún wa? Alternatively, ṣé a lè ta kíní kó wá kọ orúkọ ẹ̀ sí ara bike instead? Ẹ get mi tó bá fẹ́ kíní kan, kátà yé ìwúlò fún wa, yóò dẹ̀ wúlò fún wa, kí yá kọ orúkọ rẹ̀ sí, àbí?
Okay,
I don't know whether it's...
ká kọ orúkọ ẹ̀ sára machine tabara.
Benny, road dimension, road shomodi. I mean, I'm always looking for a win-win situation whereby that person will be happy, will also be happy. She becomes a rockadani, and then Mokokada or security new. So that's the thing. And then Mexico also belongs, I think, to the same political platform with the person. And if he too is saying, hey, we need a bike, or we can even buy 2 or 3 bikes from that Keke Napep, then why are we good at Mexico is facing a stand?
Okay, Mexico, please go ahead. Hello, Mexico.
Very close. Lenny by I just saw twice. So, but the story about I can take it off upon myself. Last the bounce sort. But the major is to get that is more more fair. Àìgbọ́n gan fúnra wọn náà take issue yẹn personal. Ẹni ẹ ti gé ṣùgbọ́n èmi tí mo bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yóò fún mi ní motorcycle now. Ó dẹ̀ rí pé kò mo support business tí mo ní sí Adó. Mo sọ mo ní ìyá motorcycle tẹ̀ gbé fún kí mo gbé fún yàn kan máa wá kan máa deliver a máa jà náà ni. So mi ò dẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ wúlò fún mi. Ó dẹ̀ ta as at that time wọ́n ta motorcycle ní 350. Mo dẹ̀ wá kan lára boys wa. Èmi náà fẹ́ ṣe empowerment fún ẹ. Mo lọ mú 255 mi náà mú 100,000. Ó dẹ̀ fi 250 yẹn mú fi support business tí mo ní sí Adó. Ìyẹn dẹ̀ pay me down kí n ní pé kí n máa gbé fún yàn at the end of the day kò ní fowó jíṣẹ́ bí mo tì mọ́lé wá ìṣèbíṣe náà òun náà lóṣèlú. So ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ́yìn sí tá a bá ta kinní yẹn kò lè ra less than 3 motorcycle. Tá a wá if kan lẹ́fà ayò ta ní gbàǹjo it's going to be millions. It's going to be one million and above ni. So a dẹ̀ máa ra motorcycle mẹ́ta ń bẹ̀. A dẹ̀ kọ orúkọ donated by Honorable Wumi Ogunlola. Orúkọ yẹn lòun agitate fún. That is just the truth of the matter. Pé ẹ̀ tán bá lọ fi ra motorcycle yẹn sìn so a kọ orúkọ ẹ̀ sí. Dóò máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ máa dẹ̀ fún president feedback lọ́la òfin.
It's okay.
Yes, sir.
I think I'm beginning to see light in what I think what we are saying. This suggestion is actually very okay. So long we eventually will write the name on the machine or the Okada, I think it's also serve the same purpose. Yes, go ahead.
There are reasons. That was a day by the crisis area Okepadi. machine kan ṣoṣo ló wà at least abá ní tó bí machine mẹ́ta àwọn tó wà lókè àdá àwọn náà communicate mọ́tò yẹn sì kọjá mọ́tò yẹn ò dé dọ́dọ̀ in fact I was with them in the roundabout mọ́tò yẹn eventually the roundabout mo ní láti lọ ṣe kó wọn sínú mọ́tò mi gbé méjì nínú wọn láṣẹ trace paná mọ́tò mi mo ṣe ń lo pọ́ńtà kó tó di pé àṣẹ mú wọn àwọn yẹn sì wà ní wọ́n ti gbé wọn lọ remand báyìí so gbogbo àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ motorcycle ó wúlò fún àwọn boys yẹn seriously lọ́wọ́ tá a wáyé àdẹ̀ lówó tá a lè fi rà fún wọn àwọn tó wà láfíríkà tí motorcycle kan bá wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tí kan bá wà lókè àdá tí kan bá station kan sí roundabout to communicate themselves tán bá ná need assistance ara wọn àti kanra wọn within 3-4 minutes wọ́n á ti reach ara wọn so that's it.
It's okay. I think two of us we can talk to the people that donated the Okada. We lobby them to accept our proposal, and we also need to. I don't know how we can even say the Kekena Pep. I don't have an idea. Maybe two of us may handle that one for us after we have finished the discussion with those guys, so that we can hit the ground running immediately. Mexico, you are going to be involved in this, and maybe I may ask for suggestion on who to join Mexico in this, so that we can both in the talking. Yes, Nino, go ahead.
I want to suggest Tayo can join, and EMSO also can join. They are closer home.
Exactly, it's okay. So
I think Edao Yedeji also. He's not able to join.
Edao Yedeji is not here now. So let's work with people that are here now. So I think Tayo, EMSO, and Mexico, you please handle this one for us as a matter of urgency. Number one, you talk to the Mexico. You have mentioned that you will talk to the donor. Let's talk to the donor. Get his buy-in. Know the way you are going to pressure them to accept the selling, just as we have mentioned. And we now look for modality of the selling and buying, using it to buy Okada. I think that is the collective decision.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, EMSO, you can lead that team for us because you are more at home. Okay. Quickly for the Amoteku. Yes.
President, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Before we continue.
Yes, sir.
From the discussion from yesterday over this morning on the Okemesi political platform as regards security in Okemesi.
Yes.
I think they attested to it that our vigilantes are doing their best possible, sir.
Yeah.
I think what everybody said was this issue of Aboreni or Moreni. I think henceforth, thank God my brother, EMSO is here. But just because at the end of it, but don't arrest our people here, he stood his ground as a witness before those guys were brought to book. I think henceforth it is very possible. Commit a murder. Even when the state can take it up. Okay, this is state versus Lagbaja. If possible, even though if the individual not ready to take up that case, I believe, I don't know, maybe if we can be, be advised legally, if FOIU and Okemesi as a community can take up that case. I'm just suggesting, if possible, legally. Because if we refuse to put those guys to book, they will continue doing it. Since it happens in Okemesi and FOIU happens to be the one responsible for the security of Okemesi, I think we should be able to take up that kind of case. I'm just saying, if legally possible, we can seek advice on this, sir. Thank you, sir.
It's okay. I think I don't know the legal application of that, but I think one of the things that have been mentioned.
I have a suggestion, sir.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Thank you, sir, very much, sir. At least, in respect of what Tara just said, ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí èmi gan in person nígbà tí Alhaji Ajola kan wà lọ́fíìsì. At a point, ó wá di pé robbery yẹn ti wá da daily basis event lókè mẹ́sì pé tán bá fọ́ ṣọ́ọ̀bù wọn á dálé, tán fọ́ ṣọ́ọ̀bù wọn á dálé. Títí tán fi wá sí ilé mi gan. But what I did then was that láti mo dé station, mo kọ statement ti ilé mi. Gbogbo eléyìí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lókèrè náà mo kọ̀ọ̀kan pé family house ni. I think about 8 houses ní Okemesi ni mo connect mára mi. And to the glory of God, ìkan problem ta ní ni pé ẹni tán jà ló lè gan. Kò ní lè wá station pé wọ́n jí kan mi. Torí ìgbà yẹn àwọn boys àti lọ máa threaten under net, wọ́n máa threaten. Kò sí kan tó ṣe fún mi náà tó ń gbà yẹn bọ̀ mo sọ fún wọn. Ìgbà tí mo kọ́ tán kún wọn dáhùn kan wọ́n láfọ́n mi ní 2 weeks. Mo dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn pé no wàhálà. Ara ọmọkọ ẹ̀ náà wà tí mo ti pe Adó SARS tán tó wá kó wọn. To the glory of God, àwọn ọmọ mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin yẹn náà lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n ní 2018 with the effort of the FOIU náà nígbà yẹn because nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ lẹ́ FOIU support mi. Though èmi náà ná owó lọ́wọ́ mi but notwithstanding mo dúró fún àwọn cases ìgbà tí irú kan tí Tyron sọ yẹn tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ kò sí nǹkan tó bad ilé ìtàn bá ti rí mú tí somebody like me tí mo ń gbélé tí n bá gbọ́ FOIU lè lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ to write our own statement as well. Tá a máa connect kíní ẹ tẹ́ni ẹ bá sáà lè máa yọjú so kò sí nǹkan tó wrong in that.
Okay, I think we can discuss this and see how we can be able to follow up on that if in case such situation happens and we see legal, we approach it in a legal way so that eventually, if we are joining the case, then we can be able to follow up. But more importantly, one of the things that have been mentioned here this evening now is the issue of having to organize a town hall meeting. Because one of the problems we have is that the people are told, if somebody is to be taken to court and there are no witnesses, there could also be challenged.
Yes, no.
If there are no witnesses, there will be challenged. So we really need to educate people at home about the need to support FOIU move in see something and say something. So that let it not be that way at the end of the day, tamba muyan wani pe unjo omo ya bo re ni unjo money. Because that is usually the statement, and at the end of the day, people will now back out from pointing out what is supposed to point out. So I think basically the issue of the town hall meeting will also do a lot in addressing some of the challenges, which we may have to decide when we can be able to do that. But we may not be able to do that in this meeting now because of time. But I think it's something that we need to take note of so that going forward, we should be able to address that. Okay, and lastly on the security, we've not been able to conclude finally on what, do we agree we can give token to the Amotekwa as a group based in line with what Nera explained the other time? Even though I will also investigate the issue of the 50K, don't donate 2 times, don't read anything about it. What do we say about that? I don't think we have concluded on that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, Chief Ajola, please go ahead, sir. You are muted. You are muted. We are not hearing you.
Oh, I should be unmuted, please.
Yes, you can go ahead now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. We are hearing you.
Okay. On the 50,000, I think the club promised to be giving that money on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So that is that. Then secondly, on the sticks, that is the gun that we intend to buy. somebody donated 300,000 for the purchase of guns. The first batch was delivered. I am not sure whether the second batch has been delivered. I want this clarification to be done with the chairman of security. That, I think that's all. That's just an information.
It's okay. Now, thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
If a Tigra club is to be donating 50,000 per month, do we still need to donate another 10,000 naira or 5,000 or any amount?
Please, we have to make clarification. We have to make. We have to investigate and clarify what happened.
Okay.
Why did they stop?
It's okay.
Are they ready to continue?
It's okay.
Yes,
thank you very much. I think for now, we are now in August. Between now and December, if we have to donate, if we have to give them 10,000 naira, can we still afford that? Let me think of what is available in our post. Can we afford that for now, so that
Yes,
we won't budget? Okay, if we can afford that. Okay, if you can afford that.
But hold
yes.
on, before you make a pronouncement as the Ogapawata, we can afford it, but I would suggest that, number one, investigate, as Alhaji Ajijola has said, and I also want to suggest that Integral Club should be encouraged to continue, but rather than donating the money to them directly, the money can be donated to, the money can be passed through FOIU. So that it's not just club, but donate to. If they are conscious that the money is coming through FOIU from Integral Club, it changes the dynamics. While somebody may not mind offending a group of people in the town, but by the time you mention FOIU, nobody wants to offend FOIU, because that means you are offending the whole community. So you may also, in your investigation, discuss with the leadership of Integral Club, if they can honor us to the effect of saying, if it's 50,000, if it's 25,000, they can afford now. So yes, we'll be passing it, but we'll be passing it through FOIU security. And of course, for example, they can even give us a bulk amount. Let's say they give us the 50,000 for the remaining part of the year, 250,000. And we donate, we recorded as part of security donation, but they now tell us specifically that this amount is for this purpose. It's just like when you came to Lagos, sir, and we met Chief Bolarinde, and
yes.
He gave us a check, only single check, 250,000. And he said, my son, this single check, 250,000 is for security, 250,000 is for Okemesi Day, 250,000 is for sports. So it was clear, and we appropriated it accordingly. And that's what we also do in this situation. But about 10,000 given to them, it can be done. But let's investigate what led to the stoppage first, so that the same thing doesn't repeat itself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Niran. I think we were thinking in the same line. My line of thinking was that if we commence, we decide now to be giving them the 10,000 naira, why we investigate the 50,000 naira. The moment the 50,000 naira come up, which will be passed through us, then we stop the 10,000 naira. But I'm just looking at something that we can be able to use as a hold on them, so that when we call Amotekun, they can know they have a responsibility to us. Because over the time, most of the time, I just call Ayo, please, can you please go to so place? And if I give him something from my purse, he only respects me, he only tell me thank you. But I want something that will make him to be able to thank FYU collectively. And that's why I'm thinking in that line. So in line with what Nira has said, if we can be able to afford the 10,000 naira, we can commence with that and commit the investigation of the 50,000 naira. If Integral Club can give all the 50,000, if Integral Club can continue with the 50,000 naira, which in addition to what Nira has said now, we probably pass through us, then it makes everything to be perfect. And if they happen to, if Integral Club happen to give 50,000 naira monthly, then there's no need to commence with, there's no need to continue the 10,000 naira. So I think the main thing would be how quick one can be able to investigate the 50,000 naira and get it to and get it concluded, so that we can be able to stop the 10,000 naira, and they will be happy if they also have the higher amount. I don't know if that is clear. You know, are we still on the same page?
Sir, you can possibly find out from their president, which is, I think, Chief Adedire.
Yes, I can. I know. I can talk to Adedire anytime. I'm just saying that now Integral Club has stopped giving that amount, and I really want us to start holding them responsible to us. So while we are going through that investigation on our own, we can start something. Then when they start giving, then we stop our own, and their own will continue.
Yes.
All right. Can I say something, sir? I
Yes,
have tried the way to call Elder Oyedeki. He's been online and he has asked some of these things. Maybe he has something to say. Elder Oyedeki, do you have something to say on all these things that we have been speaking about? Sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we are hearing you.
I want to start from where you by the club donating some money for security. I'm not sure whether Chief donation. And I like the suggestion of that the any money donated for the progress of Okemesi should pass through FOIU. That is the umbrella body. That is where such money will be appreciated. And people will know that we have to acknowledge the money is donated. If it is coming through a club, there may not be a kind of feedback. Like that money, if they have been receiving, if Amateku has been receiving that money, I'm not aware whether the president and the treasurer of FIU is aware, but we will not be aware from the secretariat, and the town people will not even appreciate that a club is donating money for security if it doesn't come through FIU. So I will suggest, and I will follow the suggestion of Nina, that any money donated for anything at all in Okemesi, this should pass through FYU. At least I think people can now trust the leadership of FYU that they are not shopping their money, and they will be accountable for every kobo that comes through them. Amateku know the value of the money that is given to them.
Oh, no.
That is I think you are hearing me properly.
Yes, please.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Okay. Then about security. Now, the vigilante and the Amateku should work hand in hand. The Amateku has a legal backing to arrest any criminal and, make sure that they are prosecuted. But the vigilantes, I don't have legal backing. That is why the two security groups should work together as a team. If the vigilantes arrest any criminal at night during their night patrol, they should allow Amateku to come. They should report that case to Amateku. Amateku will report to the police, and such criminal will be prosecuted. The problem of people, fearing that they don't want their name to be mentioned. I think with time, FIU can do some kind of sensitization and let the community know. And I think that is one of the major problems we have in Okemesi. Somebody when you come by any year, never can suffer report to any year because one way or the other we are interrelated. Not only that, CEO labor Okemesi, those who are supposed to report at the police station. Some people will be dancing around there that and you know, the people that stole will be going to your family house, they will be going to your people reporting you. I think all this should stop. Mo gbọ́ ti àwọn tó lọ jí nǹkan ní school tí Mr. Aláòjé ń dá sílẹ̀ yẹn. And ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ wá sí ṣọ́ọ̀bù mi, ó ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni yẹn pé jọ̀ọ́ tó ti bá ń rí commissioner. Mo ṣàjẹ́ kẹ́ni yẹn lọ mo wá ń béèrè pé rí commissioner for what? Ẹni yẹn wá ní nítorí ẹni tó lọ jí nǹkan ní school yẹn ni pé wọ́n fẹ́ kán wọ́n bá ṣe commissioner bá wọn gbà á sílẹ̀. Mo wá ní àyè ṣé tí mi ò bá gbọ́ báyìí náà mo ní tèwọ́ náà torí pé o jẹ́ politician, will you be going to the commissioner to go and help to bail that man out? Ṣé bí progress ṣe máa wá sókè mẹ́sì ni the school that have not even started and they are stealing the everything there. When will that school start? And we say we want school in Okemesi. This has been the problem. This is another different angle that is stealing physically. Even some people in this Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè gbàdúrà wa l'Okemesi o. I'm also affected. I have a business in Okemesi. So that's pé tó bá ṣàdó ni mo lọ establish it. I know what I'll be making every day and in a month. Kò sí market, but pé kí ìlú náà ó ṣàkàmá ní progress. And spiritually, physically, they will be attacking you. Even màá rí ẹlòmíì báyà máa pe mọ́tò pé kó wá láti ẹ̀sà òkè. Even my own price is even cheaper. So, but we cannot, because of that, say we want to carry our business to another place, or else our Jerusalem will not develop. So, this is some of the problems we are facing in the town, and I think we need complete orientation. Maybe FOIU will find the time to organize a sensitization program. Maybe a kind of town hall meeting where clubs, youth, Mexico can do a lot through the youth forum also to let our people know that this thing will not help our town to develop. If people are stealing, they are bringing business here and they are running away. Any of these artisans, they will take your money, they will not do the job. And that is why so many people are bringing laborers from another town to do their job. Because I want to they are not reliable. This is just what I want to say for now. Thank you.
All right, sir. Sir.
Hello?
We can hear you. We've heard you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I think your message is quite clear, and I think it's in line with what we have also been discussing before now. The sensitization meeting is actually very important, and we will find a way of organizing such so that we can be able to address some of the issue with the people in Okemesi. I think that is okay. I think that is all about the security issue. Is there anything we left behind? I'm just looking through my notes. I think we'll be able to. The local guns, and the other one, we will discuss that outside here. It's not something we'd like to start discussing now because of time. So, conclusively on the security, I will discuss with Chief Adedire on the integral donations, and but I will suggest that we commend the 10,000 naira while we investigate and ensure that I can easily talk to Adedire. The fact is that any money that any club will give, just as rightly been pointed out, we need to be passing through FOIU for proper accountability, and also to be able to encourage whichever club is doing that going forward. So I think that is the conclusion on security. I'm also looking at our time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The other thing is in the agenda is the issue of the Okemesi Day. Now, personally, myself and Otumba, we wanted to engage the appointed Okemesi Day chairman today, but unfortunately, we couldn't get him on phone. And we intend to be able to talk to him maybe by tomorrow. But what the feeling is that number one, we have not actually picked a date. We were proposing October, ending of October or toward the middle of November for the program. And myself and Otumba, we are discussing it today that we are looking at the way the country is now. Is it actually possible for us to be able to call people to come to Okemesi, to come and attend Okemesi Day? With the way security is now, traveling on the road is delicate, and even the cost of traveling by air has gone to the roof. These are some of the points we are discussing today, and I feel we should just throw it to the house. We have options. Number one option is probably we shift the timing of the Okemesi Day to around December, when we are sure many people will definitely want to come. But if that is not possible, then we shift it to next year. But we also want the money that have been donated by the Palace Committee to be utilized, so that the people that donated that money will not just feel that, okay, FOIU collected their money and we just hold it without doing anything. So this is the point I want us to quickly address on the Okemesi Day, so that we can wrap up and close the meeting. Thank you. So I need comment on that, please.
Mr. President.
Yes, go ahead, Tayo.
At least I've been discussing this Okemesi Day with the chairman, Chief Adedire. On my way to church this morning, yesterday, to a program, we actually spoke at length, and he directed me to create a platform. He suggested some names, which I've added. Long before now, I suggested to him that even though if Okemesi Day this year we go as planned, it is not necessary we make it that elaborate. Thank God Alhaji is here. Alhaji actually brought me to Okemesi Day. That was in 2014, when I designed the logo on the Ankara. So that was my first time of meeting Alhaji. And since then, I've been part of Okemesi Day. Okemesi Day celebration is not something you plan under 2 months, 3 months, except I don't know how magic that someone wants to. So like you rightly said, sir, thank God we have, and the chairman is actually working behind the scene. I mean, Chief Adedire and his team. What we may suggest is we can just mark that Okemesi Day. Instead of using Fabumi, we can actually come up with just a small program within the palace and lay the foundation of the palace and see what we can do. Because, sir, I have a date in Okemesi, first week in December. Second week in December, and we've said it time without number that no matter how highly placed you are, anytime, any date we are having Okemesi Day, no other activities is allowed. But I want to move dates before us, we can't cancel their date. So I want to do plus or minus in here, but we can't just shift it and let it go to next year like that, sir. So we can just make it a low key, so that we won't spend too much on entertainment here and there. We make it a low key to mark the Okemesi Day, then for the purpose of laying the foundation of the palace. I think with that, sir, I teach Okemesi Day. Thank you. That's my own suggestion. I'm also saying this as part of the planning committee, which whenever we meet, I will also suggest to them, sir.
Thank you very much, Tayo. Any other suggestion?
Let the VP talk, and then we'll begin to round up. He has not said a word.
No, don't worry about VP. I can talk for him. Any other person apart, because I can talk for the VP. Don't worry. Okay. He has told me privately that the network is bad. So any other person?
That's why.
Hello, hello, Otumba. Are you hearing what we are saying?
Let me unmute him. I have to mute him there.
Hello, Otumba.
Yeah, thank you. Speaking.
Yeah, did you hear the suggestion by Tayo?
Yeah, I heard him, but what is the challenge? Because the challenge now is what the country is talking about: financial constraint everywhere, to security. But we are going to be surprised that this will not impact the population of people coming to Okemesi for Christmas. And that is why I agree with him that maybe if you put the day very close to Christmas, just like what we did then. So, like then all of us know that okay, we are going home for Christmas and Okemesi Day, and people travel on 19 and 18, and then we acquire a lot of fun. So we can still create that avenue that way in order to mitigate people coming home November, October, and December, you are coming again. Because no matter how the case may be, people coming home for Christmas will rather be increased. Every year it has been like that, and this year will not be different. So if you want to plan, if you keep turnout, then we're talking about now. Before you know, why can't you do this yourself? It's just like maybe you are planning that you want to do an occasion, just small gathering. What you will spend, our constraint here is I think the mitigation for financial. Let's put the date very close to Christmas. At least they have been doing Okemesi Day. The one that Brother shared then. Due to the date, everything jive, everything works the same. Because we look at it then, I told them that, look, this thing, people cannot be going flying up and down. So if you have the same thing now, then security-wise, people will come home. Nothing is going to happen to us. Nigeria, out of 220 million people, I say it every day, everywhere. Why horse? Our number. That is just it. God will not let us come out and we're still coming home for Christmas. Everybody is still coming. And that one is just a routine to every one of us. But the major thing is the financial constraint and what the country is saying, because you can't ask people to travel in October or November and come back again. So only one point answer both the security and the financial. Because the same money you budget for Christmas, if you come home, you bought the same fuel to come home, then you will lash it together. That will be my own suggestion. So I rest my. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
You could make sense out of what.
Yes, we are able to make sense out of what we are saying. I think our time is really spent. I think what I will suggest here now, let Otumba and Tayo, let them talk to the committee chairman, sorry, the Okemesi Day chairman, and we look for a way of doing it at a low key, just towards the lane or the foundation of the palace. I think that will be enough, because we cannot afford to spend the little amounts of money we have on other expenses, maybe like entertainment. So, like what Tayo has said, we can just do it as a low key. We fix a date, if it is possible around the December period. Fix a date which will definitely not affect other things that any other person may want to do. Sorry, Nino, you may have to mute whoever is.
I muted him. It's Otumba. I muted him already.
Okay, thank you. So I think for now, in order not to waste too much time, we can just allow Otumba and Tayo to talk to the chairman and see a possibility of us doing a low-key program in a day, so that we lay the foundation and it will just be, we can then shift whatever other activity that may be more flamboyant to another year when things are better. That's my immediate suggestion. If it is carried, then we can just take it as we give Otumba maybe within the next 3 days maximum to talk to us, give us the feedback, and we can be able to disseminate the information appropriately.
It's okay, sir.
All right.
I just checked the calendar. 24th is Saturday.
Don't worry about checking calendar now. You go ahead and discuss, then give us feedback. If you want to start checking calendar, we are giving you the authority. Go ahead and decide and give us the date. Advise us with a date and the modality. Then I just put it on the platform for us to see, and we can deliberate on it on the platform. Do you understand that, Tayo?
I do, sir.
Thank you very much. I think.
Okay. Apart from myself and Otumba, is there any other representative from the FOIU so that I can add such question to the platform creator, sir?
I will discuss that with you later.
All right, sir.
We'll discuss that.
Okay, please. I have something to say.
Tayo, you know that automatically those people on the palace committee, you know, we have drawn them to your team already. So
from what the chairman said, apart from myself, Otumba, then we have himself and Chief Aro from the existing palace committee.
Okay, for now, draw near onto yourself. Because
all right,
of
sir.
the financial things, draw near onto yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Please, I have something to say. I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I got a call from about 2-3 people in diaspora. Yeah. And they were raising an issue that I don't have much answer to give to them. They said that the last tenor that they are having some money with them, that what are we doing on the recovering of the money? Maybe it's about 750 or 700,000. And I said that I need to take this to the meeting. They need an answer. They are waiting for an answer. So they want to know. So if anybody have any update, the last regime. So if there's anybody that can give us a way forward on this or an update, please, we're owing some people responsibility because the money belongs to them and they are expecting our feedback on this. So I just said I should raise it. If anybody have any explanation on it, we'll be very happy to do, because the money is losing value. The money is now that maybe 750 now is around 400,000 now. And then we can't have money hanging somewhere. Nobody is talking about it. And we are expecting people to continue dropping, no? Because you should know, in Nigeria, we can weave, we can forget, we can give. But abroad people, they make money. The money means a lot to them. £10 or $10 means a lot to them. So, and this call, I've told them, yeah, I'm part of the team, but I don't have answer. I want to have answer tonight. Or maybe you can give me time. Or if you want me to draw them to this, nation on this, if it's real.
Okay, first of all, I do not have the detail of the money you are talking about, except if I ask the treasurer who has the record of money with us, or the financial secretary. Unfortunately, Chief Ajijola is also on the platform, so that they can throw light into what we just said. You know, do you have any?
I don't, because the accounts were audited. The audited financials were published. People were given given opportunity to ask questions, to query the figures. Even in April again, when we met in Okemesi, I also published the accounts of this year up to April. Nobody raised anything. Nobody talked about any money anywhere. So just this one now coming out is just out of the blues. But what I would suggest that Otumba should do is that let the people contact me, let them confide in me, let them tell us where the money is, who they gave the money to, and then we can then take it up. Or if what they are saying is that they contributed it to one of them over there, and the person has not remitted, let us also know. But all the money, because we did the audit and we tied every figure to the bank statements. So if there's any money that is not still there, then there's no magic that we can know without them telling us. You know, that's what I would say about that. I don't know about the money. Whatever we receive, I accounted for it, published, and I expect people to have reacted then to say, I gave them this money, oh, it is not in the account yet, oh, and where is it? Oh? For example, in I think it was in April meeting, for example, where the Chivaro talked about it and said, the money that we collected to repair the palace, this and this and this, what happened to it? I said, look at the account very well. You collected X amount, you spent less than the amount collected, the balance is in this, and he saw it in the financials, and he said it was okay. Very clear, very transparent. So I personally don't like this issue of many months after the accounts have been published, nobody commented, and then we are now coming 8 months after to say any figure is missing. Because let's even assume, God forbid, let's even assume that the previous ESCO went away with £1 million. Let's just assume that one. You didn't talk. We presented the account in December. You didn't talk. We presented another one in April. You didn't talk. It's already started bad. Except they can give genuine excuse, and then we can then trace back. Thank God Alhaji Ajijola is there. Maybe if Alhaji is aware of any such amount, he can also let us know, but I'm not aware. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nira. I think Chief Ajijola, I don't know whether you may want to comment on this. You are muted, sir. Nira, can you unmute Chief Ajijola?
Hello.
Okay, sir, you can go ahead now. We are hearing you, sir.
Okay. Well, I don't know which one they are talking about, but what I know is that there is an amount that was transferred to this account. What's the name? Oh yes. There was an amount that was transferred to OES. Maybe that is what they are talking about. And I don't know whether it was actually stated in the financial statement. Let Mr. Nero go through the account and see whether the amount that was given to OES is what they are talking about. Then there will be a clarification on that.
So Nero, can you find out that and give us feedback?
Okay, no problem. I know we said it was reported in the audited financial, for example, that OES was owing Okemesi, FOIU, a certain amount of money. It was raised in April, and I remember Rasak, there's a Rasak of a guy who said the money had been returned to the coffers of FYU. And I told him that if he doesn't present any evidence, as far as we are concerned, OES is owing that amount of money. And it's still there in our account as an amount of money that is expected from OES. And of course, we would then need a form of authorization to say, okay, it's no longer owed, or it is still owed. But at least as far as I am concerned, that amount is still owed to us. So if people now say, oh, let us write it off, it's another kettle of fish. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as our record is concerned, OES is owing an amount, I think it's about 700 and something. I'm not sure now. I'm opening my system to see if I can open it up. Beautiful. I'll share it now. I'll share my screen with you, and then you'll see what is there. Very clear. All right, this is the audited financial. This is the situation as at 28 March 2022. You can see investment there. You can see number 7. I put OES 757,027 naira. So this amount is still owed by OES. OES has not returned the money. The other one, which is 1,036,000, has been returned, and I said it then that it's still there. And I wrote it here that 757 represents net collectible sum from OES 2019 and 2020. So if it is this amount, OES is still owing it. But we don't know whether OES is continuous or who to hold responsible for this. They said they transferred the money to the Okemesi, Federation of Okemesi Improvement Union, but we didn't see that because all the money that came in have owners. And we have names of all the donors. For example, Appendix 9 talks about security contributions, the date, the name, the amount contributed by each person is listed there, and I can't see any OES there. And of course, if you go down, LCDA contribution, you see that one also there. And if you go down, you're going to see all other contributions. So all the revenue was accounted for one by one. Nothing was lumped together. And I can't see anything except somebody is saying Ademola Gbadigesis, for example, contributed 100,000 for OES, but the person would have indicated that one. Sport donations, you can see it on my screen there. So I can't see any OES contribution here other than what OES is owing. And I've also tried to use my computer to check. OES appear in 2 places where we have the 757,000 and it's on the same page. So OES has not returned any of this money as far as I'm concerned. But people should not use that one as a basis of not paying, because I don't know how this 757, whether it was moved directly from the account to this or it came from diaspora. But I know OES received 757,000. If not, so that I don't bore you further, I can check my working paper and see how we arrive at this 757,000. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, thank you. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Continue to investigate it. I was part of OES at the beginning, and I remember that FOIU gave OES something in form of running costs, something to start with. And I remember after which individual contributed towards the launching of OES. It was the Okemesi, it was a year after Black Moses chaired the Okemesi Day. Chaired that before 2018, probably 2017. So I remember very well, OES got some money contributed towards the launching. I think after the whole exercise, I think we were able to, after the expenses and everything, I think we had left over So as at today, Chief Bashorun Goke Omidiran is the OEA chairman. I was part of that team. We have management team. We have board and this. I think it's not far from us. We can investigate further. So if this money is still with OES, I'm sure nothing. The money should be intact. We just need to. Therefore, you need to take ownership of OES again and see it as a business venture. And I'm very sure the money should be somewhere. Thank you, sir.
Can I throw more light?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Now, when OES started, certain sum of money was given to OES for trading. But unfortunately, the trading was stopped for one reason or the other. We were supposed to buy, we bought a large quantity of rice and some bags of rice with the intention of rebagging rice. But unfortunately, we could not continue. In fact, I went to Kano to get bags, several bags of rice, empty bags. So I went to Mina for the rebagging of the rice. But when the crisis came, we could not continue to buy rice from Mina. So last year, was it last year? Yes, last year, we resorted to buy rice in Ado, for sales. But since then, nothing has happened. And we still have, the empty bags of rice, empty bags for rice that we bought in Mina as at today. So if OES had continued as a trading concern, this 750 may not have been outstanding, but OES has stopped trading, nothing has happened, even before the expiration of our tenure. So I think that is why that amount is outstanding there. So maybe it's a stock in trade or something like that. That's my contributions.
All right, sir. I've checked my working paper again. I look at it very well. There's a particular 864,000 that came in, because more or less 977,000 was received. Let me share my screen again. Maybe that will help us somewhat. This is the audit journal. Account receivable, you can see 864. That 864 was 1.8. That means FOIU gave OES 1.8 million to trade with, but OES return an amount. They return about 864, and the amount that is remaining, they return 977. No, let me take it easy. OES was given 1.8. Meanwhile, 977 was received on behalf of OES by FOIU. So if you now look at that 1,842,000 minus 977,973, you have 964,000 that is OES is owing. But meanwhile, OES also paying another 107,000. So if you remove this 864 now minus 107,000 that OES pay in, you have 757,000. So this 757,000 is the amount that OES is still owing FOIU. Let me retake it again for clarity's sake. FOIU gave OES 1,842,000. OES returned 977,973, and again return another 107,000. So the money that is kept, that is in the hands of OES, is 757,000. And we have a choice, which is either to write it off as no longer collectible, but I don't have that power. And we need to go to the main house to say, okay, this money that OES is that is coming to a loss, do we write it off or not? Or it remains in our books as collectible from OES. So if OES is no longer trading, then that means you have a toxic asset in our books, which we need the permission of the house to write off maybe by the end of this year, so that it's no longer there. But if you want to pursue it, Tayo has said that we still know the personnel or our brethren that are in charge of OES, and we can then take a decision now to collect the money. Thank you.
You cannot write it off as long as, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're hearing you.
Okay. You cannot write it off because OES is still in existence. All we need to do is to reactivate OES. When OES is reactivated, then the stock in trade that OES has will be brought to the, will be brought to the store. Maybe we find a way to either rebag the rice and sell, because the money is meant for trading. Why did OES stop trading? If we continue to trade, the money is collectible. That's my contribution. So the issue of writing off does not come at all.
Yes, sir. I think in terms of reactivating OES, I think we have done that already in one of our meetings. And I think the responsibility has been given to Chief Ajijola. I think we have done that already. Chief Ajijola, did you recollect?
No, the responsibility given to me is to write a kind of how I forgot. I told you then that I was very busy, that I'm going to do that before the end of August. And honestly, I have been very, very busy. In fact, as I'm having this meeting, there's something I am doing. But I will try as much as possible to see how I can come up with what we discussed. So that
as I writing report, I remember we mentioned that since we want to reactivate back OES, that you are the best person to go into the activity of bringing it back to life and recommend the activity in a way that it benefits the people. I recollect we said that day, even though we also asked for report, which you say you are going to give, but I know we also mentioned that you take charge. Since you are the best person that know all this, the story behind it, and you are the best, and so you're supposed to be able to continue. That's what we said in one of our meetings. I
didn't get it. I didn't get it that way.
Tayo, did you remember we had it?
I should write a report. I didn't know that FOIU said I should take charge.
Truly, we said it.
Tayo, did you remember that meeting? I want to be sure I'm correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You remember we said something like that?
Yes. But I like you now. Get it.
I didn't get it very well.
So
I think
we can still re-echo it today, sir.
Okay.
I think my question to I think it's even off. Maybe, whether it's even OES money, maybe it's not even OES money that we are talking that he's talking about. So
sorry, you say what?
I said I wanted to ask the VP whether it's not even OES money, but that's the only thing that is around 750 that I know. That's why I just went to you.
Okay, we have to make clarification on that.
Yes.
I believe it's likely to be the OES money because there is no any other money that could be hanging anywhere. So for now, Shifaji Jola, maybe we need to re-echo it again. Since you know the story of OES and everything about it right from the onset, we said it that day that you should reactivate it and take charge and give us reports on both the asset, the liability, and so on, and recommends the activity of OES. We mentioned that day that you will be in charge. If you didn't get it right that day, we are re-echoing it now.
Okay. I want it to be known to on the platform, so that when I start work on it, so nobody will say, why is he saying it and so on. I want an official authorization from FOIU on the platform, so that will be the beginning of reactivating OES, because a lot of people are waiting, especially the contributors. They'll be asking questions, where are we, and so on. Maybe a small write-up is made on the platform that now OES is to be reactivated, and so person is now going to be in charge.
Okay, that will not be a challenge. Nira and Tayo, can you please put that together and do a draft for us?
We just do a general communique, an outcome of today's meeting, because the security discussion on Okemesi political forum. So I think people are expected if we actually took steps. So it will be part of the communique that we are going to write at the end of this meeting.
Okay, for me, some of the things we discussed as communique may not.
Oh yes, we also be part of this.
Tayo, some of the discussion may not necessarily have to go to the main platform. Anyway, when you do the draft, we review it.
Sure.
So
sure,
it's okay. I think looking at the time now, we really need to close. I don't know if there's any other thing that anybody wants to ask so that we can trash it. And I'm looking at time.
Nothing from my.
Okay. So I want to thank everybody for the joining of this meeting. We have really spent more than what time we initially planned to spend on the meeting. But I think the time spent will be worth the while. So I want to thank everybody. The community, let it come out on time, Tayo, so that we can be able to do all the necessary things that we need to do in terms of what the action that need to be taken in the meeting. So on that note, I want to thank everybody, and I want to wish us very good night and a very good week ahead. Thank you very much, and God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, our host.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello,